This is Attorney Drew Page, and in this video we are going to look at market manipulation and what Senator Pat Toomey had to say about Wall Street bets on CNBC today in relation to market manipulation. First of all, though, let me thank you for subscribing to the channel. We've had explosive growth over the last week. We are just a couple shy of 1,000, so if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so and hit the like button so that it will help the algorithm and get this content out to other folks who may need this information. You can also get a copy of my book, The Right Defense for a Traffic Offense, by clicking the link below in the description. So let's get to it. This morning on CNBC, Senator Pat Toomey came on the show and was asked about the issue of market manipulation. He admitted that the Senate is going to be having hearings about what's happened recently in light of the Robinhood decisions to limit stock purchases, as well as the potential claims of market manipulation against Reddit users known as WallStreetBets. So we're going to go through this video step by step and break down exactly what the senator had to say this morning.
And I do want to stress, these platforms, these apps that make it so easy for people to trade at no cost, fractional shares sometimes, this is a great thing. This really helps to democratize our capital markets. It allows people of ordinary means to participate as investors at a small scale, which can grow over time. So I sure hope that we don't end up doing something that damages, a really, really good innovation in our capital markets.
I would agree in principle with the senator that having these online trading platforms are a good thing overall. They do make it easier for the retail investor to be able to take part in the stock market and be able to engage in trades and things of that nature, so long as the online trading platforms aren't trying to take advantage of their own customers.
What about the idea that Robinhood is restricting a lot of these stocks, that people can't buy them on the way up?
Right. So I do want to make sure we understand what happened there. As you know, Becky, when a stock gets particularly volatile, the clearinghouses require brokers to have more capital to make sure that they can carry through on the settlement 2 days after the execution, despite the fact that the price may be very far away 2 days later from where it was. So the additional capital requirement is generally, I think, understandable and sensible. And it's quite plausible to me that it was the need to bring in additional capital that caused a temporary suspension in certain trading stocks on these platforms. But we should find that out. I mean, that would be an understandable reason driven by the regulatory requirements. If there's some other reason, it would be interesting to know, but the capital requirement's a pretty plausible one to me.
The capital requirements is a plausible defense, but what if that wasn't actually the case? See, that's what Congress needs to be looking into, is to determine whether that is in fact the reason. Because it would have been very simple for Robinhood and the other online trading platforms to just come out and say at the very beginning, we do not have enough liquidity. But in the interview with Andrew Ross Sorkin, the CEO of Robinhood said that it was not a liquidity problem, that they had liquidity. Although the very next day, it came out that they raised over $1 billion in new capital and lines of credit. So if the clearinghouse capital requirements are the reason why they shut trading down on January 28th, they could have just come out and said that, just like the CEO of Webull did. That is what's caused the questions here. Robinhood users feel like Robinhood has taken the side of the hedge funds rather than the side of their own clients. And that is something that needs to be investigated.
There is the potential for manipulation, whether that be by the retail investors or whether it be by the hedge funds, that were trying to drive down prices or say that they had closed out of trades on different things. How deeply are you interested in digging into both of those issues?
Look, I mean, I think we'll find out. The SEC routinely investigates these things. It is legal to short stock, and it should be legal. It is a helpful, in fact, necessary part of price discovery. So there are hedge funds that were shorting the stock. That happens every day, and that's perfectly okay. Now, were they out deceiving people? Were they manipulating? Were they sending false information about the companies? That would be a different matter. I've not heard any such allegations.
Let's break down this segment here. The first thing that Senator Toomey notes is that there's nothing illegal about shorting stock. That is not even debatable. Case law is full of opinions stating that shorting a stock in and of itself is not market manipulation. It can't be. And no one is suggesting that. Not even the retail investors on Reddit are saying that. What the Reddit WallStreetBets community is saying is that when you short 140% of the outstanding stock, that may be market manipulation. I think it will be smart at this point to break down what is market manipulation under Section 10B and what the Security and Exchange Commission will be looking at in making these in doing these investigations. Market manipulation is a term of art. That's what the appellate opinions say. Something that's going to have a lot of wiggle room. Another important thing to note is it takes more than just misrepresentations or failures to act. It can't just be misrepresentations or omissions. It also requires market activity. And because it's essentially a fraud allegation, it requires specific pleadings in 6 different areas. First, there has to be an alleged manipulative act. Secondly, there has to be damage. If there was no harm, there's no foul. There has to be alleged damages that were provable, not just speculative damages. Number 3, and this is a key when we're talking about what's going on with Robinhood, TD Ameritrade, and these other online trading platforms. Investors should be able to rely on the assumption of a free market. When a customer of Robinhood or TD Ameritrade or any online platform is seeking to enter into the market, they are going into that market believing that it is a free market. When a cap was put in place to purchase Gamestop and AMC, those stocks fell flat. Customers deserve to be able to rely on a free market. There shouldn't be any hidden special favors for hedge funds. There shouldn't be any hidden special favors for the elite and the powerful. They should be available and open in the free market. The next thing that has to be alleged is scienter, which is intent. There has to be some intent to manipulate a market. This is not something that's done accidentally. It requires specific intent or knowledge. The 5th thing that you have to allege is connection with the purchase or sale of securities. And then lastly, you have to allege the defendant's use of the mails or securities exchanges. So that is what has to be proved in order to show market manipulation. When the SEC is investigating Robinhood and these online trading platforms, this is the law that they are going to be looking at. Additionally, when people are seeking to investigate WallStreetBets, those are the same rules that will apply to them. Senator Toomey doesn't believe that there's any evidence to show market manipulation by Robinhoods and the other online trading platforms at this point, although he really didn't address that so much as he addressed the issue of hedge funds and shorts not being a violation of market manipulation, which is pretty much a softball. Everybody knows that. So let's see what he has to say about the WallStreetBets Reddit community.
Similarly, on the part of the folks using social media as a platform to coordinate their buying, I'm not aware that they were lying or creating deception or fraud. They were celebrating the fact that maybe they were going to really put it to the hedge funds. So aside from what you think of their motivation, it's not at all clear to me that they did anything illegal.
Exactly. There is no case for market manipulation against WallStreetBets in my view. Now, this information is just for educational and informational purposes. If a claim is brought against you for market manipulation, please make sure that you hire your own counsel. This video does not constitute an attorney-client relationship. But based on what the senator says, even he doesn't believe that there's a case to be made against WallStreetBets or any of the retail investors engaged in the GameStop trades. His primary reason for that is the lack of any misrepresentations. Everything has been open on the WallStreetBets forum. Now, he says that you may not like their morals and their motives as to why they're doing that to simply put people out of business, but that's not a misrepresentation. That's not fraudulent. In fact, it's as open and transparent as it gets. So there was no manipulative act by the WallStreetBets community, in my opinion and view. While there may be damages, it'll be interesting to see whether a jury would side with hedge funds losing $70 billion. The hedge funders were free to rely on a free market. They were able to put in their shorts at 140% of GameStop shares outstanding. No one prevented them from engaging in a free market. The prices of the stock are the prices that are set by the market. If they're driven up by people being open and saying what they're intending to do in purchasing those stocks, that doesn't prevent them from relying on a free market. The market is still free. Wall Street Bets did not put a cap on the market. Perhaps there was some scienter, but we'll put that one aside. And the other two prongs would likely be satisfied. But based on the law, there doesn't appear to be a case to be made against Wall Street Bets. So these diamond hands are still safe to be able to purchase all the GME stock that you want. Now that's not investment advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I just like the stock.
These retail investors, we all know how this is going to end for the late arrivals or people who held through the whole thing. They're going to lose a tremendous amount of money. That will tend to dissuade people going forward. I mean, you can only be enthusiastic for losing a lot of money for so long, and it kind of runs its course, is my guess.
The senator prophesies. So he ends the interview by saying he knows how this is going to end. The retail investors are ultimately going to lose. There's always risk in investment. But he could be wrong. What if the stock does go up? I guess we'll see. Again, I'm attorney Drew Page with the law firm Randall Page, and you can reach me at my Suffolk, Virginia office at 757-935-9065. You can visit my website at www.randallpagelaw.com. You can email me at drewpage@randallpagelaw.com. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel and like this video. And put in the comments below, where do you think this ends? Do you think there's market manipulation on the part of Robinhood and the online trading platforms? Do you think there will be a case to be made against Wall Street Bets for market manipulation? What are your thoughts on what the senator has to say about how this all ends? Put it down in the comments below, and we'll have some more videos coming your way. Stay tuned.